The Lithuanian minority in Poland consists of 8,000 people living chiefly in the Podlaskie Voivodeship in the northeastern part of Poland. The Lithuanian embassy in Poland notes that there are about 15,000 people in Poland of Lithuanian ancestry. History: Lithuanians are an indigenous people of the territories of northeastern Podlaskie Voivodeship in Poland, being the descendants of the various Baltic tribes of the region, which merged into the Lithuanian ethnicity in the Middle Ages. Poland first acquired its Lithuanian minority after the Union of Lublin in 1569, which transferred the administration of the historical Podlaskie Voivodeship from the Grand Duchy of Lithuania to the Polish Crown. During the next 2 centuries, the Lithuanian minority, faced with the dominant Polish culture in the region, was subject to Polonization. After the partitions of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in the late 18th century, the Polish cultural pressure in the region was replaced by that of the Russian Empire, until the end of the First World War resulted in the restoration of independent Polish and Lithuanian states. 20th century. During the interwar period of the 20th century, Lithuanian-Polish relations were characterized by mutual enmity, starting with the conflict over the city of Vilnius, and the Polish-Lithuanian War shortly after the First World War. Both governments, in an era when nationalism was sweeping through Europe, treated the respective minorities harshly. Lithuanian nationalists resented demands by Poles for greater cultural autonomy, holding that most of Lithuania's Poles were really Polonized Lithuanians who merely needed to be re-Lithuanianized. Resentments were exacerbated when Lithuanian Poles expressed a desire to reunite the country with Poland. As a result, the nationalizing Lithuanian state took measures to confiscate Polish-owned land. It also restricted Polish religious services, schools, Polish publications, Polish voting rights. Poles were often referred to in the press in this period as the lice of the nation. When Poland annexed the town of Szczecin and its surroundings back in 1919, repressions towards the local Lithuanian population started, including the Lithuanian language being banned in public, Lithuanian organizations, schools and press being closed, as well as the confiscation of property and even burning of Lithuanian books. Beginning in 1920, after the staged mutiny of Leszczyk-Neligovsky, Lithuanian cultural activities in Polish-controlled territories were limited, newspapers were closed down and editors arrested. One editor, Mykolas Berzyska, was accused of treason in 1922 and received the death penalty. Only direct intervention by the League of Nations spared him this fate. He was one of 32 Lithuanian and Belarusian cultural activists formally expelled from Vilnius on September 20, 1922 and given to the Lithuanian army. When 48 Polish schools were closed in Lithuania in 1927, Joseph Pilsudski retaliated by closing many Lithuanian educational establishments in Poland. In the same year, 48 Lithuanian schools were closed and 11 Lithuanian activists were deported. In 1931, there were about 80,000 Lithuanians in Poland, the majority of them in Wilno Voivodeship. Following Pilsudski's death in 1935, further Polonization ensued as the government encouraged the settlement of Polish army veterans in disputed regions. About 400 Lithuanian reading rooms and libraries were closed in Poland in 1936 to 1938. The Second World War put an end to the independent Polish and Lithuanian states. After the war, both former states fell under the sphere of influence of the Soviet Union. Poland was shifted westwards, thus giving up most of the disputed territories in the Second Polish Republic. Those territories were mostly incorporated into the Lithuanian SSR, itself one of the republics of the Soviet Union. At the same time, many Poles from the Krysy area were forcibly repatriated west to the recovered territories, and the Polish minority in Lithuania was also significantly downsized. Under the eye of the Soviet Union, the various ethnic groups in the Eastern Bloc were to cooperate peacefully in the spirit of proletarian internationalism, and that policy, coupled with the population migrations limiting the size of both minorities in the respective regions, resulted in a lessening of tensions between Poles and Lithuanians. However, in the Szczecin and Suwałki districts, the prohibition against speaking Lithuanian in public lasted until 1950, and it was not until the 1950s that the teaching of Lithuanian was introduced as a subject in schools. Modern times. Modern Lithuanian minority in Poland is composed of 5,639 people according to the Polish census of 2002, with most of them living in the Podlaskie Voivodeship, particularly in Gmina-Punsk, where they form a majority. According to the Lithuanian embassy, there are about 15,000 people of Lithuanian ancestry in Poland. 8,000 people declared Lithuanian identity in the Polish census of 2011. There are Lithuanian publications, co-sponsored by Polish Ministry of Internal Affairs. Lithuanian organizations are involved in organizing cultural life of the minority. There are also Lithuanian language programs on local radio Białystok and Telewizja Białystok. There are Lithuanian exclusive schools in Punsk, both on primary and secondary level. Schools with Lithuanian language as a teaching language in Szczecin, and schools with Lithuanian as a foreign language in the wider region are common. There are 17 Lithuanian schools, attended by over 700 students. The most important of those schools is the Lyceum. There are also 3 gymnasiums. There are several Lithuanian cultural organizations in Poland. The oldest one is the Stowarzyszenie Lithuanian Poles, founded in 1992. Others include W.S. Polnota Lithuania Poles, Stowarzyszenie Młodzieży Litewskiej Poles, Towarzystwo Kultury Etnicznej Litwina, Towarzystwo Nauczycieli Litewskich. There are several buildings dedicated to the Lithuanian minority, including the Lithuanian House and an ethnographic museum in Szczecin. Various Lithuanian cultural activities include the Lithuanian meeting in PS Szczecinek, and the Lithuanian musical festival Saskridus. In 2006, the Lithuanian minority received 1.344.912 zlotys from Polish government in 2006. However, local Lithuanian World Community representatives claim there are problems with Lithuanian culture preservation in Szczecin region. They argue that Lithuanian heritage is ignored, as currently in Szczecin there is not even one street name that would signify presence of prominent Lithuanians. They also note that for more than 2 years there is no accommodation regarding cemetery where Lithuanian soldiers are buried. Another recent issue is the underfunding of the 2 Lithuanian gymnasiums in Szczecin, which receives only 75% of promised funding. Lithuanian language is recognized as a minority language in Poland, and as a supporting language in Punsk commune in Podlaskie Voivodeship, where, by the 20th of February 2011, 30 Lithuanian place names were introduced alongside names in Polish language. Lithuanian language is used in Gmina-Punsk as a second language since 2006. In politics, Lithuanians control the self-government in Gmina-Punsk. They also have elected several representatives to the Szczecin County. Bibliography. Oganowski, Jerzy. Upronienie języko nazosi narodowych w Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej 1918–1939. Warsaw, Wydornik 2 Samo. ISBN 83-7059-404-2. Oladowski, Cezary. Białorusini I Litwini W Poles, Polasina Białorusi I Litwy, Warsaw, ASPRA Junior. ISBN 8388766767. Skarbek Jan. Białorus, Czechoslovakia, Litwa, Polska, Ukraine. Nazosi W Swiatel Spizał Statistyczny XXXXW. Lublin, Instytut Europy Radko-Woschodny. ISBN 83-85854-169. Various authors, editors, Sławomir Lotzinski and Lucian Adamczuk. Nazosi Narodow W Poles W Swiatel Narodowego Spisu Powszechnego Z 2002 Roku, Warsaw, Scholar, ISBN 83-7383-143-6. Site users deprecated parameter co-authors equals Makowski, Bronislaw, Litwini W Poles 1920–1939, Warsaw, Hone, ISBN 83-01-068-051.